Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. Okay, all right, here we are. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush. We are here on a Saturday. Yes, we've made it. A lot of times, this is just a little fairy tale I'm about to tell you. A lot of times on Saturdays, we have a theme. I pick a theme, and that kind of constrains me to come up with a menu. A 3-drink menu once a week on Saturdays so that I keep my skills sort of fresh while also living under some constraints. Well, tonight, we don't have one of those. I don't have a theme. I hit right into that glass wall of writer's block today and could not think of a single theme to put together. For a minute, I thought maybe we would start some big projects. We'll do that probably soon here. Maybe some falernum. We would start up some falernum. Maybe we would start up some curacao. Maybe blue curacao. I don't know what we were about to do. Turns out, couldn't get all that done. So instead, I'm just gonna make 3 cocktails. That's kind of the end. I have been reading about cocktails for a long time now, and in my notes, I always write down little things that I want to try. And that's what we're doing. We're starting to clear out some of my notebooks. So whilst it is not the most exciting of the themed classes we have ever done, this is not like doing, are any of them really exciting? I guess this is not like doing snake cocktails. We don't have snake cocktails coming up. But we are clearing out my notebook, and I do think these are important. So that's what we're doing. Get your stuff ready. We do have a fun one. We're going to start off with a kind of a fun one. A brand new one. I've never seen anybody do it. I've seen people do versions of it, but we're going to try my version of it today. And beyond that, that's it. I don't need to apologize to you guys anymore for not having a theme. Just enjoy the class. Sit back and relax. Before you relax too hard, though, let me say hello to the people. Emily, let me say hello over here to Moose, who is back in Norway. He was out in Turkey, and the Moose is back. I imagine the large, are they herds of moose? I imagine the large moose herd right around Moose's house, living in terror again. Maybe going back into hibernation. I don't know much about moose. Turns out. Tiki Tom is here. Hello, Tiki Tom. Good to see you, pal. I think Tiki Tom is close to a week in retirement. Maybe a little bit more. How's that going? Tell me about it. Let me say hello to DCW Clark. We're missing to John Mayall. Fabulous. Hello. Hello. Good to see you. Here's Kyle Tender. We made it to Saturday Cushions. We did. We really, really did. We are here and ready to go. We're saying hello to Bad Boy Kyle. That makes him sound too cool. Let's say naughty. He's been a naughty boy. Richie the Whiff. Rich, you are going to love our first cocktail. This is not like I'm not like prepping you guys for anything spectacular. I'm just saying you're going to love the first cocktail, Richie the Whiff. Specifically, you're going to love this cocktail. Let me say hello to Shiny Pennybaker. Good evening. Hello. Here is Glenn. Congratulations to Tom. Welcome back from the celebration. He has been hanging out and hanging in, ready to go. Kyle Tender wanted snakes tonight. We don't have snakes tonight. How about them lanterns? Yeah, that's a good point. Should we start the show over real quick? Nah. Okay. Lanterns are up. Thank you, Kyle Tender. Thank you, Richie the Whiff. Good catch, Rich. The conglomeration. Oh, it's called a conglomeration of moose. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that for 1 second. I'm going to go with herd of moose, and that is it. Okay. Once you become, and I assume all of you will eventually become this, an online bartender. I assume that's the only natural progression for anybody's life. Otherwise, Why am I here doing this? When you become an online bartender, you realize that you're not the only one that does that. So you go around and you look at other people's stuff. Well, there's a couple great online bartenders that I really like. Styles certainly different than mine, but I do like them. One of them that I like is a guy named Anders Ericsson. A really kind of it seems like he's got a cool, chill demeanor. Anyway, he started doing a cocktail a while ago. I watched him do a cocktail a while ago where he took a coffee drink, a full-on coffee drink, and he just translated it right into cocktails. I thought it was kind of brilliant. What's kind of brilliant about it is that it is only one ingredient if you're doing it the traditional way. We're not going to be doing it the traditional way. We're going to be doing a little bit different. He took a cocktail called the Cafe Shakeratu. The Cafe Shakeratu. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's shaker and then atu at the end. The Shakeratu. Basically, to make a cafe shakeratu, it seems like maybe we're sort of deluding ourselves. Basically, you take some coffee, you put some sugar into it, and then you shake the crap out of it until it gets nice and big and foamy and fluffy. And now you have a cafe shakeratu. Well, the reason that that's kind of interesting in the world of cocktails is we're now adding an element to a pre-batched cocktail. When I say pre-batched, we're not making the cocktail beforehand. Some of these liqueurs that we have are basically already cocktails in a fairly pure sense from the very beginning, right? What are we talking about when we have a cocktail? We have booze. All these liqueurs have booze. We're talking about some bitter or some sour, and we're talking about some sweet. What have I just described? I've just described an Amaro. So Anders' theory, his philosophy, his thesis on this is that you can just take one of these already made cocktails, one of these already made Amaros, Amari, shake them until your arms hurt, and now you have a really thick, frothy version of that Amaro. I love that idea. I think that sounds great. Now, Anders, I don't know, the A man, he made his, and I thought this was kind of cool with Campari. That's great. I feel like Campari is a great way to start off with that. He then moved into some Averna. Apparently, Averna worked really well because we have all of those ingredients sort of already in there, plus some sugar to make it a little thicker so that we can get some air bubbles to stay in there. And that got me thinking, uh, why didn't he even try Fernet Branca or Fernet Mentha? He didn't even try it. So here we are, piggybacking on somebody else's idea. We're going to make a Fernet Mentha Shakeratu. That's what we're doing. I don't have much else to say about it. We're making a Fernet Branca Shakeratu. Now, or sorry, Fernet Mentha Shakeratu. I have never tried a Shakeratu, so I'm very excited to see it. I have some thoughts on it before we even start. Even if you want to make yourself the largest Shakeratu that you can, I would recommend just making a second one as opposed to making a first big one. How come? Well, unless you just want to sit and have Branca Mentha by itself, you're going to want to drink this one fairly quickly. As we make the Shakeratu, what we're doing is first of all, we're making it cold. That's great. But we're also using all of that force and all of that motion to like put all kinds of bubbles into this thing. If you let it sit for any number of minutes, all those bubbles are going to find their way out and we're not going to get that fluffiness anymore. So even if you think, I don't just want an 1.5 ounce shot of this thing, I want a 3 ounce shot, make yourself a 1.5 ounce shot, and then make a second one in a minute, because that is going to be what is going to give you all those flavors. So that's my thoughts. I, again, have never made a shakeratu before, and I'm very excited to see it. So we're going to take a shaker. Make sure that you have a shaker that you are willing to shake for a while. If you're going to shake it in a huge one, it could get cumbersome. If you're going to shake it in a really little one, get cumbersome. Just find a nice shaker that fits you. I don't need to tell you guys that. You guys all understand that. We're going to take this Bronca. Sorry, we're going to take this Menta. Fernet Menta comes in at 30% ABV. I think that's exactly what we're looking for in something like this. It starts off as a neutral grain spirit, and then they just add a lot of stuff, including some sugar. That sugar is going to give this a bit more thickness than just doing this with, say, a white rum. So grab something that's, just grab an Amaro. I feel like that's what we're looking for. Go ahead and add 1.5 ounces of an Amaro. We're using Fernet Menta. Technically, this is the only ingredient that should go in a shakeratu. I have never actually seen the rules of a shakeratu other than what I've seen on the internet at this point, and can't always trust everything that everybody says on the internet. So I am actually going to dress this up just a little bit. I just want to dress it up just a touch. So I am going to add some of this guy right here. This is some orange flower water. Really, all I'm doing is I'm just adding some, just a touch more flavor to the Menta. It's going to give it even more floralness. It's going to sort of increase the bitters that we're looking for. Since we're doing a one ingredient cocktail, we have to add extra ingredients. So go ahead and put in just a couple dashes of some orange flower water right there. That stuff is strong, so maybe even do it in drops instead of dashes. That might be helpful. You can smell that a little bit. And also, because it's not always, I don't love just sipping on Fernet. I usually shoot it. Fernet Menta. Usually shoot it or ignore it. We're going to try and add just a little bit of savory to this because it is a little bit sweeter than regular Fernet. And the savory we're going to be adding is going to be this guy. Now, this is my 4-to-1 saline solution. What's that stuff you ask on the bottom? That's the salt. This is a black Hawaiian salt. I just made a little saline solution out of it. Nothing else. If I was not at work, I would cheat and use Chinar. Yeah, so honestly, first of all, good to see you, Loriander. Second of all, yeah, I think Chinar would work really well in this. I would use, again, I don't know. I've never tried this. So we're about to find out whether any of this stuff even works. But I would use the less alcoholic version, like the thicker version, the like closer to 30% version, as opposed to the high ABV one. I'm just going to put like a dash of some 4-to-1 saline solution in here. This is my black saline solution. So just a quick dash right there, maybe 2. Excellent. All we're doing, since we're, like I said, since this is a one ingredient cocktail, we want to have it a little bit more savory, but we also want to bring out every single flavor we have, so it doesn't taste just like a boring old shot of Fernet. So I put lots of ice in here. We need lots and lots of ice. We are really, really going to be shaking this cocktail. It is called a shakeratu or a shakeratu. So we really need to shake this. So more ice equals more better. We want it to be cold. We want this ice to be sort of the hammer that is slamming these ice bubbles in to this drink. So that's what we want. Richie the Whiff, get ready. This could be your day. We're going to shake until we get some frost on the outside. We really want this one to be shaken. Shaking this one is one of the ingredients. So just get a quick stretch in. Okay. Here we go. Ready? 1. I'm already exhausted. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Somehow got hair in my nose. Okay. Okay. What's fun about this is it's changed color. Let me show you what I mean by that. All of that air in there will help the color change. We want a double strain here. I got a double strainer right there. And we're going to pour this guy right in here. Look at all that frost we have. Very, very slushy. All of that extra stuff has really sort of stuck to the ice in there. We have a real slushy situation going. Wow. All right. Well, we probably should have put in a touch more Fernet there. That might have helped us out a bit. There we go. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Perfect. Well, let me bring in the overhead cam so you guys can sort of see what I'm dealing with here. All of that shaking right here. Oh, that one. All of that shaking has really beaten up all of that ice. You can see there's still color in there. That's the extra stuff from the Fernet that just gets stuck there. But if we take a look at this, we can see that it is certainly a different color than the Fernet. The Fernet is, I'll bring it in. So if we take a look at what Fernet is all about, Fernet Branca or Fernet Mentha, that is a dark color. This is a light color. We've added almost nothing. We added a couple drops of orange flower water. We added a couple dashes of the saline solution, but we've come out with a completely different color of cocktail. Now, if we let this sit here for a second, all of those bubbles will start to bubble out, obviously. We can see that there's this nice crema up here. We call that the crema right there on top. And so we have this kind of a cool thing. If we let it sit here for a while, it won't come back to the real full color. There's a touch of water in here, but not enough water to make it this much lighter. A lot of that is just bubbles. So this right here, we'll see how we did is, well, let's do one or two. This is one, the Fernet Mentha. Not cold, very minty, very nice. Let's see what we got here. It's a completely different drink. It's a completely different drink. It's nowhere near as intense as just drinking the Mentha. Couple reasons for that. One, obviously water. Two, the bubbles in there are going to calm this whole thing down. That's why sometimes we would like to stir every cocktail if we can. If we could stir every cocktail, we would stir every cocktail. Because it keeps the integrity of the cocktail. But sometimes we got to get in there and shake it, because the shaking sort of brings these things up to life. It adds those bubbles. It adds that vigorousness. That's not a word that you talk about cocktails all that often with. It adds some vim and vigor in there, and you get a different flavor, a more rounded flavor. So, very nice. Ooh, A shakeratu. I'm way into a shakeratu at this point. Yes, I see. First of all, let me say hello. We have not seen uh, him on the show yet, but this is Chinook. Chinook was our 2000th subscriber. We are now at, I just want to announce it, 2008. We are to the moon, baby. We are to the moon. I have some Glenn saying that's a lot for a shot. It is a lot for a shot. It is, yeah. Look, it looked like a lot. But if you aren't using any other ingredients, you have one ingredient and you want to make a cocktail, a shakeratu is kind of an interesting way to go about it. Sometimes we want to roll the drink. Yes. Sometimes a quick roll doesn't hurt anybody. Let's see who else we got. So we're welcoming Chinook. Cheers to you, Chinook. Yeah. Glenn says bubbles, calm him down. Rich Whippet says stir every cocktail. Blasphemy. I agree, Rich. I agree. I would shake everything if I could. Some drinks just you need to keep their integrity a little bit because my hair is all out of whack. Yeah, you want to sometimes you got to shake, stir them because we don't need so much water in there. We don't need so much bubbles. We need the flavor to really just sort of be at the forefront. So, cheers. Boy, that's good. Okay, Kyle, you can come in here and get this if you want. I don't think you're gonna like it. Kyle, not the biggest Fernet fan there ever was, but maybe you'll like this. Pass this off to you if you want it. Yeah, rolling. We call it. Am I calling it wrong? Rolling between the tins like a Bloody Mary. Yeah. So rolling. We call it tossing. We call it boxing. I call it boxing. That's how I learned it. But yeah, rolling or tossing or boxing. Okay, here comes Kyle. Let's see if Kyle wants this. Kyle, will you just here? Do you want to try this one and then this one and tell us what you think if it's so different? Yeah, just that's the real thing. Just remember you're off screen so nobody can see what you're doing. And very nice. That's a Galike. There we go. No. And just make sure you watch out for this little thing that you keep bumping into every time you reach in for it. We're waiting for a Kyle. Just careful with this thing. That you're gonna stop right there. Okay. Well, that's a like a 7 out of 10. I'll take it. Okay, perfect. Good work. Okay. Yeah, certainly not completely off. Now, can I now I can drink vodka and Tanqueray and not be mixing boozes? Yeah, absolutely. You can drink whatever you'd like to. If you just shake it a lot, you'll get a shakeroo. Shakeratu, a shakeratu. Okay. That's a shakeratu. Let's see if we can cut that into a short so at some point. um, Glenn is asking for cream. No, definitely not cream. I don't know what that's all about. Okay. Let's get into some other ones. So again, in my travels, I come across a lot of different cocktails, et cetera, et cetera. I brought one in today that comes out of St. Louis. I don't feel like St. Louis is celebrated enough for being kind of a cool cocktail town. They have a couple great bars out there. They have a bartender out there named Matt Seitzer. Matt Seitzer out of St. Louis. He came up with kind of a cool cocktail that he was able to make because he had some of the ingredients growing at the bar. Now we don't have one of the ingredients. It's called lemon balm herb. We don't have lemon balm herb, but we do have lemons. And on the outside of lemons is lemon oil, and that's going to be pretty similar to what that is all about. So let's bring this up. So again, just coming out of St. Louis, kind of a fun cocktail. We're going to grab our shakers. Obviously, we're going to be shaking this one because we're going to be adding some lemon juice to it. Anytime you add lemon juice to anything, for the most part, you're going to want to be shaking this one. It's an odd combination of flavors. That's why I've always I took it in. I don't think that this one would have worked for our old. Everybody remember when we used to do a thing called Drinker or Stinker? where we would make cocktails and decide whether they're any good. I think this one's going to be good. It just comes in with some oddball ingredients. So we're going to start over here. Try and start with our cheapest ingredients first. We're going to start here with our lemon. We're going to slice a lemon right here in half and just pray to the Kyle gods. Yes, Kyle has restocked my squeezer. We need half an ounce of some lemon juice. I'm just going to assume that there is half an ounce of lemon juice in this lemon. So do half an ounce of lemon juice. Right there. Perfect. Doing great. Now, the rest of this stuff is odd. We need more Kush face. I don't think we'll get Kush face on this one. I think we're just gonna have a regular old face. Glenn is off to see the Eagles. Have fun at the Eagles. We wish you well, Godspeed, etc., etc. Next ingredient we're going to be putting in here, is going to be our old friend Benedictine. Benedictine, created by Benedictine monks. It was a lost cocktail ingredient for some time, and now it is refound. It was refound, as the story goes, on the back of a piece of art from the French Revolution. Is that true? Probably not. In fact, most definitely probably not. But we like those cocktail stories because it fills up some time. It's really just burns time that we aren't able to normally burn ourselves. We need some Benedictine. We're going to be putting in half an ounce of Dominus Benedictinus. There we go. So we are half. We need one more half to make this thing whole. So let's reach over here for, if anybody could guess. Oh, hello, Tammy. Tammy, my co-host. Tammy is here. Good to see you, Tammy. Always a pleasure. Never a chore. And Bon is here as well. Hello, Bon. Always a pleasure. Never a chore. I don't think I gave Tammy proper. Yeah, there it is. All the highs. Anybody want to take a guess at what the next ingredient is? If you were to be making a cocktail, you had Benedictine, which is tough to describe exactly what Benedictine is. It's an odd flavor. Benedictine is. It tastes exactly like Benedictine. That's about the best way you can put it. We have some lemon in here, and we need one more thing. Now, the brilliance of Matt Seitzer is that he reached for something kind of cool. I find that this ingredient sort of makes its way into a lot of very cool cocktails. It doesn't get used a ton for some reason. I think that it does sort of overpower drinks. I also think the bartenders are kind of afraid to use this ingredient because not everybody wants a chocolate cocktail. But right here, we're going to be using this guy. This is creme de cacao. Let's get a rack focus on that. Let's try it one more time. Oh, yeah. If I don't win best cinematography for a cocktail show at this year's Emmys, literally, I'm going to burn the place to the ground. I could not handle not winning best cinematography. I have great cinematography on this show. We need half an ounce of some creme de cacao. Not a lot, just a little bit of sweet in here. The creme de cacao absolutely should not be used in huge quantities, but as an interesting sweetener to go along with things like Benedictine, to go along with things like whiskey, you can often find good uses for it. So go ahead and put in half an ounce of some creme de cacao. Easy. Loriander says it is the destroyer of cocktails. I do think that creme de cacao certainly has a bad reputation for being in some really, really rough drinks. But if you use creme de cacao correctly, you shouldn't even taste the creme de cacao. You should be like, oh, there's like an interesting like depth there. There's like some chocolate that I can't really put my finger on, but it's nice and I like it. That's what we're going with here. So last ingredient here is we need some whiskey. This whiskey, Paul my resident whiskey expert, gave me this bottle. It is the Jim Beam 7-year, the 7-year bourbon. That's seems like a lot. Seems like a lot of time for them to age Jim Beam. I did try a little bit of it. It is very nice. It comes in at 90 proof, 45% alcohol. That'll be just fine for what we were up to. We need 1.5 ounces of some of this more than 80 proof whiskey. So this one's 90. Find yourself some 90 proof whiskey, or better yet, 100 proof whiskey. But we need 1.5 ounces of some overproofed whiskey. Before the phone calls start coming in, I understand that 90 proof is not overproofed as far as whiskey goes, but leave me alone, please. I've had a rough. I've had a lot of travel recently, and I'm not really exactly here. Our friend, let me remember his name real quick. Our friend Matt, St. Louis Matt, St. Matt. He had this thing called lemon balm in his garden. I think it was the Garden of the Bar. I don't know the whole story. I wasn't there. I've never been to St. Louis. The airport for about 15 minutes. Anyway, Matt had some lemon balm. So there was an extra bit of real lemon flavor that went into this cocktail originally. I don't have lemon balm. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to take this already spent lemon, and we're just going to take as much of this rind as we can, trying to get as little of the white. Let's move this here. As little of the white as we can. We just want those bright yellow bits. So that one's not going to do us any good. We have a lot of yellow in here, so let's just sort of cut this out. We don't want any of that white if we can handle it. Try not to slice our fingers off, please. There we go. Get a nice grip. There we go. We just want this yellow bit. It would have been really nice, really smart of me to do this before I cut the lemon, and then use a lemon peeler. That would have been a really, really brilliant, bright thing for me to do. But alas, just not a really brilliant, bright guy right now. So we're going to take this guy and we're going to just drop it in here. These are just the outsides. We're going to drop these right in there, and there we have it. Let me say hello really quick before we get too deep into it. The Arizona family is here, and we're all watching on one computer. It seems like everybody's giving me. We have 47 people watching on one computer. I'm going to write to YouTube, and I'm going to see what we can do about that. We're going to figure it out. Ooh. Smells nice. Looks nice. We got to give this a big old shake. This one would not work to stir. If we didn't put in the lemon peels, maybe. But because we have those lemon peels, we again need to pulverize things. Maybe the theme of tonight is pulverization of cocktails. We are pulverizing things as hard as we possibly can. So we are going to really give this a nice shake. Please use organic lemon if you use the peel. You don't want to use sprayed lemon peel, correct? Or else, give your lemons a real good wash. That's another way to do it. So get some sort of fruit wash, and you should be okay. Otherwise, listen, I'm not long for this world anyway, if that's the case, because sometimes I just eat the lemon full, just like an apple. Okay, nice, big, hard shake. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah! Keep my hair back this time. Got excited and started the show over again. That's going to happen all the time now, apparently. Okay, good. We got that ready to go. Whoo! Boy, does that stink. It's got the stink of a good cocktail on it. We're going to serve this one upperooski if we can. Put that right there. Grab this right here. We're going to be using a slightly different Hawthorne today. This one A little thicker one we used earlier. Since we wanted a lot of that ice to stay out, we used a thin hawthorn. This one, thicker. It's got more space in between. That's what we want. So go ahead and pour this guy in. Throw this here. Send anybody's way. Oh, goes the jigger. Really killing it today. Really on top of our game today. All right. We have another very frosty, a very frosty cocktail here. If we bring in Frosty Cam, we can see all of that ice there. That is fine. We should be good. Thank you, Loriander. Loriander wanted me to know there was not a jab at me. I did not take it as a jab. No, it is a very good idea, guys, to definitely don't eat lemons whole. Just eat the insides. All right, we're gonna take one more of these guys. Let's give this a. We're gonna give this a 3. There we go. We're gonna take this here, and we are going to shove this right here on the side, and there we have it. This is a cocktail that we are calling the. I forgot all about it. It's called the Turmoil. It's called the Turmoil. That's exactly where I feel like I'm in. This is the Turmoil. Let's put this on a spinner if we can. Slide this here. Turn that on, and there we go. The Turmoil. Tiki Tom asks, he has lemon balm in the garden. Did he ask how much he used, or did he say how much he used in it? Yes, he did, Tom, and I happen to have this memorized. 5. Does that make sense to you? I don't know what a lemon balm looks like, but he said 5, and the only reason I remember this, Tiki Tom, is because he also said 5 spanked. So make sure you are taking your lemon balm and you are spanking it. Then throw it in. You don't need to give it such a hard shake at that point. You don't want the lemon balm, which is a plant that I don't know much about. You don't want the lemon balm exploding into your cocktail. And if you're using the lemon balm herb, I assume it looks herbish. It looks just like mint. Great, Tiki Tom. You're going to want to double strain that. So if you have lemon balm herb, the herb of lemon balm, you're going to want to spank it. And then you're going to want to not shake it so hard. You're going to want to double strain it. That's what we're looking for. But I did not have a lemon balm. Instead, I just have a real lemon, cut off the sides or the outsides, and shook it up. We should be good. When I make super juice, I need to blend a peel or make oleosaccharum. I just make sure they are unsprayed citrus. That's a smart idea. Yeah, hopefully in the next, I don't know, hopefully over the summer, Martin Miller and Tito will start producing their delicious limes and lemons. Really hoping for that. That would be really great if I could not spend, I think I might spend $200,000 a year in citrus alone. And I really feel like that must be a lot. That must be more than what most people are spending on citrus. I don't know. What is that? What's everybody else's budget on citrus? Is it less than $200,000? If it is, I probably should figure out something else. Let me say hello to April DuBois. I think I said hi to April DuBois earlier, but I might not have. Hello, April. Good to see you. Always. Oh, yes. Cheers to you. Okay. We haven't tasted this. Well, should we taste the drink? I think we should. Rye, Benedictine, lemon, some chocolate. And here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yes. Matt. I don't think he's watching right now. Let me just check real quick. Matt, the creator of this cocktail. No, he is not watching right now. Matt, if you're watching this at any point, good work. This is, I think, a lesson to all bartenders that are trying something. Too much of anything is going to ruin a drink. And when people try things like creme de cacao, they always try too much. Always try too much. Why? Well, because I like a little chocolate. Why wouldn't I like a ton of chocolate? The chocolate in this is so subtle. Unless you knew that you were looking for chocolate in this, you won't find it. You'll just find like a big rich sweetness, and that is kind of what we're looking for on this cocktail, is just a richness, a rich sweet ness that we're going in here. Um, it's a brilliant sweetener. Don't be afraid to use creme de cacao as a either a split base sweetener or for just a touch of extra sweetness in here. They give and give and give, and Kush doesn't remember. What is it? What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. Obviously, there we go. Kyle, didn't Kush give you, or didn't Tito give you 3 last year? Yes, we did. Yes, we got 3 lines. I see what we're saying now. Yes, we got 3 lines from Tito last year. Now we're all good. Glenn asks, corn from Indiana? Absolutely, corn from Indiana. Tiki Thomas says, there's a hell of a lot of corn in Indiana. Glenn knows. Glenn knows. He's deep in there. Um, anyway, okay. This is a brilliant drink. Well done, Matt. Congratulations. I can take it off of my to try list and put it into my have tried, will try again list. This is spectacular. Kyle, you want to come give a rating on this? Yes. Kush has camera amnesia. That is true. I just want to let you guys know, since Kyle's coming in right now, when I am doing this show, I don't really remember anything that's ever happening. Thank goodness I have like 20 years of knowledge just like rattling around in here that I can pull out like a tarot card at any moment. Otherwise, we would never be able to get through this show. This is clearly not written. I don't know exactly what's going on. Is please, we're gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna pass this to you. Please don't hit this. You see this guy right here, Kyle? Please don't hit that. Look at me. Yes, this thing. Don't hit that. Look at me when I'm handing you a drink. Don't stare at yourself like you are a cat that has finally found the mirror in the basement. Okay, you're going up high. Great. This is also good. We're going to put that right there. Okay, careful. Good work. Yes, Tiki Tom did not know Glenn was in Indiana. Makes us practically neighbors. Oh, Kyle has made a face. It's coming in. Let's see what we got. Does Kyle like it, love it, or hey, that's a glove. That is a glove. Really, really good. Kyle, not always known for his love of whiskey cocktails, but yes. Lori Andrews says it almost spilled. You have no idea how close it was to spilling, and you have no idea just spilled right now. as I was walking out, definitely spilled a little bit. So I guess I'll never see that cocktail again. Goodbye, cocktail. Thanks, Matt. Kyle looking good, says Bon Bon. I think Kyle's looking normal. Kyle's looking pretty normal there. Okay. Yes. Well, Tiki Tom and Glenn, you guys should visit up. I think that'd be a fun time. You guys could hang out. At some point, I'll be in Indiana. I should probably see my dad at some point. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll figure it out. Okay. Last drink. Now. Kyle says he's been doing hand exercises. That's why he looks so good right now. So congratulations to Kyle on losing all of that hand weight. He is looking like a very svelte hand. In my notebook of drinks to try, sometimes I am stupid. Sometimes I'm stupid about it. Sometimes I look at a cocktail and I will see all the ingredients and I will say, oh, that looks so good. How come I didn't think of that? What are we even making here? What? That looks so good. And then I'll quickly realize that that's a daiquiri. It's basically a daiquiri. Well, that's the case we find ourselves in right now. We're making a great cocktail. I loved the name. I just want to say, I loved everything about the way that this cocktail was built. I think it sounded mind-boggling at first. Oh my goodness, such big words. It's a cocktail called the Hush and Wonder. It comes from the Violet Hour in Chicago. And I read these ingredients and I said, wow, they're really doing some big work in Chicago. Chicago doesn't get talked about as a great cocktail town almost ever, but man, are they doing good work. Well, let me make the cocktail for you. It's called the Hush and Wonder, and you'll recognize a lot of these ingredients. There is a little preparation. It is kind of interesting, but it is just basically a it's a daiquiri. But I wanted a daiquiri. Okay, we need. This is what we need. This is what we need. We need some column still rum. Now, what are we talking about when we say column still rum? Technically, it should be an age column. So you know what? Let's do this. We'll go back. We'll, instead of using the spikes one, we'll use this one. We'll go here and we'll use our blonde. Column stilled rum. This is an example of some column stilled rum. Column still rum, if you don't have anything that says column still rum on it specifically, what you are looking for is a bit of that funk. If you're doing just, you know what, just find a nice Jamaican rum if you can. This would be a good one. Just find a nice, with a little age on it, some nice Jamaican rum. We're gonna go ahead and throw this right in here. Really, for this cocktail, you want a rum that's going to stand out. So find yourself a rum that's going to stand out with a little bit of age on it and pour it in. How much do we need of this rum of which I've been talking about? We need 2 ounces. So find yourself a nice standout rum, 2 ounces. There we go. Throw that away. Now, the next ingredients are going to blow your mind. They are absolutely. Oh, you know what I don't have? I don't have simple syrup. Uh-oh. Well, we're going to have to use something else then. The next thing you're going to want to put in here, a shocking ingredient to put in with rum. You need 3/4 of an ounce of some simple syrup. I will, of course, be going with some of this Demerara simple syrup, adding just a little bit extra earthy flavor to this cocktail. 3/4 of an ounce of some simple syrup. We are cooking with gas now, folks. We are really on top of it. Next little bit, lime. You ever heard of rum? Let me just ask you guys something. You ever heard of rum, lime, and some sugar? You ever even heard of that combination? I'm not positive that combination is even legal in most states. I will have to check. We have some representatives from Indiana currently. Can you even put those 3 things in a glass? I don't know. We need 3/4 of an ounce of some lime juice. So we're going to go ahead and just slice our lime the way we slice a lime, finding the column, slicing the column out. There we go. Some columns are larger than others. There we go. And then we're going to squeeze by hand. There we go. We're going to give this. There we go. We're looking for 3/4 of an ounce. Like I said, that's going to be, we're going to say that's going to be 3 of these little guys. And you notice I drop those in. That is what we do. We drop the lime in there so that we can get all those good limey tastes. If we stop right there, we have a basic daiquiri. Now, this is where I read this next ingredient and I was like, what? What are we even talking about? I love it so much. I have to have it. Grapefruit bitters. Not the smartest guy there ever was. I don't always like focus in on what I need to be focusing in on. This is kind of the big step in this cocktail. We're going to take some of this grapefruit bitters and why not put in 3 dashes of some grapefruit bitters. Shocking. There is one last ingredient. One last ingredient in this cocktail, and it is going to be, oh no, I don't have the proper glassware. Oh, you know what? I got one back here. I run out of room real quick in this bar. Okay. We got this guy. We have this thing right here. The last ingredient in this is creme de violette. One of the most controversial cocktail ingredients there is, not because everybody hates it, but because the people that like it really like it, and the people that don't like it say it tastes like dish soap and want it out of their cocktails. That's fine. I do think that this cocktail is a good example for when you can bring a bunch of people together. This is going to be good for the people that don't like creme de violette, and it's going to be good for the people that like creme de violette. We just want to wash the outside, or sorry, don't wash the outside. We just want to wash the inside of the glass with a touch of creme de violette. So we're really just putting in enough so that it pools just a touch right there. We can see that. And then hopefully, if we've put enough in here, or if we put the proper amount in here, we can give this a little stir like that, or a little swirl like that, and we can get it to coat the outside of our glass. If you do it for long enough, all the dry spots will eventually, oh, I spilled a little bit. All the dry spots will eventually take in all of that creme de violette. So it'll only give you the essence of violette, and it won't make you take the whole thing in. So let's grab a bunch of ice. Let's set our drink off to the side here. Give that a bunch of ice right there. Lots and lots of ice. Is violet like coriander? For me, coriander tastes like soap. No, it's a violet. Violet is a purple-ish flower. Yeah, it's like it tastes like violets. Yes, Bonbon said it. It's like violets. Yeah. Violetta. Yeah, it's I don't know what, I don't know how. Can somebody describe a violet for me without just saying the color? I don't think I can. Go ahead and give this a big shake. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah! Who needs a haircut? I might get 2 or 3 haircuts at the same time. Okay. Go ahead and give this one more spin. And then once everything has stopped sticking to the outside, and now you're just rolling around the same bit of creme de violette as forever, then you just want to take this, you just want to dump the rest of it out. We don't want any more in there. Then we'll stick to the walls, and then we're going to pour our drink right in there. Why on earth did I find this cocktail and say, this is mind-boggling and I have to find this cocktail again? Why did I put this in my you must try this cocktail column? I don't know. I don't know. I've never had this cocktail before. I like grapefruit. I like creme de violette. And all the other ingredients were just sort of a blur to me. The sugar and the rum and the lime. I did not recognize those as a daiquiri. I had daiquiri blindness at the moment. But this is called let me just remind myself of what this is called. It is called the Hush and Wonder from the Violet Hour in Chicago. Cheers. Oh, it's delicious. Oh, I mean, come on, what was I expecting? But oh, I see. Loriander meant when he tastes coriander. When Loriander chews on coriander, he believes that that tastes like soap. Whereas I think a lot of us, Loriander here in the United States, had grandparents that had violet soap, and so everything smelled like violets in the bathroom. So soap is what that reminds us of. So yeah. Let's do a little experiment. We're going to think about the creme de violette. Let's give it a little smell first. Ooh, smell it there. Does smell like soap. Going back here. It's just, you know what it makes it taste like? Let me talk to you about it. It tastes almost like there's a touch of candy. Like there's just a little bit of not not great candy. Not like I'm just gonna eat all the candy from the bowl, not Skittles or peanut butter M&Ms. Clearly, peanut butter M&Ms are the best candy there is. I mean, there's no denying that. It doesn't taste like peanut butter M&Ms. It tastes like an old candy dishes candy. Just a hint of that sort of hangs out there. Um, the grapefruit gives the cocktail a little depth, but in the end, really, this is a this is a daiquiri. It's a good daiquiri. Hmm. The cilantro soap taste is a genetic thing. Oh, that's interesting to learn. First of all, let me say hello to our resident gator, the UF Mark. Since the cilantro soap taste is a genetic thing. Violet is not like this, but still a divisive ingredient. Huh. I did not know that. I did not know that. Cilantro. I forget. Gosh, there's people in my life that don't like cilantro. That's a genetic thing? That's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. DCW Clark has a definite opinion. Grandma candy, the worst. I like those little strawberries. They're the little strawberries, and they have the green the red wrapper, but then the green top. I really like those. Those are good grandma candy. This is yeah. It has a bit of a grandma candy taste. If grandma candy is not your favorite thing in the whole world, you might not really dig this. Oh, David Virtue. Hello, David Virtue. Good to see you. Go Gators. We have, oh gosh, do we have two resident Gators here? This this could be interesting. Bonbon. Bonbon does like Necco wafers. Okay. It's a good cocktail. It's a fine cocktail. Do I think that adding the um, creme de violette here changes that much? I don't think it changes that much. Do I think the bitters does a ton to this cocktail? I do not. It is very nice. As with everything, though, I picked a good rum, so that's really sort of the end all be all of it. Okay. I'll be very honest with you guys. I did not think we were going to make it through today. I have tomorrow off. I don't have anything to do. So we're just going to sit and we're going to play some video games, maybe. I think I'm going to go sing some karaoke with a friend of mine. I have to ask my producer if that's what's happening. But we will be back next week. Let me just check my schedule real quick. I think we're back every day next week. Tuesday, we are good. Wednesday, Thursday, we are good. Okay, perfect. We will be back next week on Tuesday and Thursday. Loriander asks, what video game for Christmas? This seems like only yesterday it was Christmas. I was given one of my favorite games of all time. It was the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I have just begun playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. In case anybody wants to know where I'm at, I have finally come down from the sky and I have beaten 4 temples. It's not great, but I have domesticated 1 horse and I have learned how to fly the little flying machines. And let me just say, pretty darn good. Bonbon calling for a Lost Lake cocktail. I love a Lost Lake cocktail. Do we mean we should go to the Lost Lake? Because it is closed. But we should do a Lost Lake. Yeah, honestly, let's do you want to do Tuesday Lost Lake? Tuesday, we're doing Lost Lake, baby. So show up on Tuesday where we'll be making a cocktail called Lost Lake. That's it. Loriander says, lucky you. Listen, I am very skilled at video games. It has only taken me about 4 hours to get to the place where I'm at, and I believe that I have completed less than 1% of the game. So this is probably the nicest present I've ever gotten because it could last me the rest of my life. I am not, it turns out, it does not, I'm not instinctual when it comes to playing these games. Okay, Lost Lake. Have I ever tried a Psycho Killer cocktail? I've tried vodka cocktails before. Got him. I never tried that cocktail, but we're going to try it. Okay, Lost Lake on Tuesday. Alex's Life over on which one is that? Is that Twitch? Let me just see where that is. I don't know what those things are. That's Twitch. Alex's Life over on Twitch. We'll see us on Tuesday where we'll be making the Lost Lake cocktail. As a reminder, these classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, there's a couple ways you can do it. One way, I have a Patreon, I have a Venmo, and I have a PayPal. All that information is right down there in the description. Hangouts, and keep the bar going. The bar the bar breaks even at this point. I think maybe the bar breaks right about even. So just in order to keep the bar going, your patronage and your PayPalinage and your Venmoage really helps out. But I understand times are tough. If you can't help out that way, you know what you can do? Share some of my videos. Go find a video that you really like and share it. The more people you share it with, the more likely we are to get more people. And that means the big 30, that's you guys, become more of an exclusive group. So let's get that going over. So share that stuff. And if you can't do any of that stuff, if you don't have anybody that answers your emails anymore or that listens to you, that's fine. We will always listen to you here. So the best thing you do is show up. We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks, where we do a variety of cocktail things. That's that. Should we do a, you know what? Let's run these things. We'll do a quick shotski to go. If you guys want to join, we haven't done this in a while, so let's do this. If you guys want to join, you guys can join this link right here. Come in, say hello, have a shot, and then we'll get back to our lives. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Let me run these credits. Say hello to all your friends as they roll by in the credits. They are the patrons that keep the bar going. So make sure you're saying hello. As always, what do we say when we're leaving? Bye-bye. What do we say? What do we say? What do we say? Tiki, 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 taka, 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 tiki, nueve, taka. And one more time. What do we say?
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
That's a good point.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you trying to drive me crazy? They think your word is. Okay. What? What?
That's all I am. Just a regular human bartender. Yippee! That's all I am. Just a regular human bartender.
Wow, wow.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
That's funny. I'm funny.
nobody wants to join. So I'll sit here. If we're just all going to sit here anyway, I might as well show you this because I don't know who else is going to see this. I was able to, in my travels, go to a place called Tiki Tatsuya. If you have not been to Tiki Tatsuya in Austin, Texas, it is absolutely worth it. We went back and forth for a while. They eventually did allow me to purchase a menu. I would never, ever steal from a tiki bar. I was able to purchase this menu. I do want to show it to you real quick, though, because I am very happy with it. So this is Tiki Tatsuya's menu. It is one of, if not the coolest menus I have ever seen in my whole life. They even gave me this little bit. We'll take that out. I'm going to keep that for later, but that's not the interesting part. So this is their menu. Get a side swipe of it. Now okay, look, fine. There's like 15 drinks, etc. Hanging out in here. Let me just show you the cool part. This is the rest of the menu. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look how cool that is. This makes me very happy. It turns out I like tiki mugs. I love tiki menus. This is one of my very favorites. So I do want to say thank you to the people at Tiki Tatsuya. They do not sell their menus normally, so don't go asking for them. But I was able to get one. And now, look at that. Look at it. It's wood. It's wood and leather. Anyway, we will make a couple drinks out of this menu. We're going to try and find some recipes, but since we're just sitting here anyway, I figured I'd tell you that. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys. This is my new favorite thing. Yes, just put that here. Just put these out while we say goodbye to everybody and get out there. They did suggest that I don't tell people that I bought a menu, but I figured, it's you guys. Don't rush into Tiki Tatsuya saying, hey, this guy Kush said we can buy menus. You can't buy menus. The lucky thing that I was there. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, what do we always say?
Suddenly, pineapple.
We say suddenly pineapples.
Suddenly, pineapples.
What other funds do we not use anymore? Oh, this one.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life,
How
son.
about this one?
Little pig, little pig.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I found a whole page that I never use anymore. Anyway, until next time, guys, what do we always say? We always say,
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
okay, bye.